Hi, I'm Matt Asner,
And I'm Navah Paskowitz Asner.
and we're the founders of the Asner Family Center. And this is your opportunity to get out there and walk because we're having a walk.
So get together with your grandmother and your relatives and join a team or found a team and, help us to continue supporting the special needs community.
Thank you very much. We'll see you there.
Hi, I'm Isabella Hoffman.
I'm Atticus Baldwin, and we're walking for the Ed Asner Family Center.
Yes, we are.
We are walking for the Ed Asner Family Center.
We're walking for the Ed Asner Family Center.
Hi!
Oh, hi!
We're walking for the Ed Asner Family Center. I'm with it. Let's go! Come on!
Hi, I'm Ed Asner, and I want to thank you for walking for the Ed Asner Family Center.
Hey everyone.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to Tuesday, June 2nd.
Yes, another
And,
mental health.
Wellness check-in.
And I think,
We're feeling a little somber.
yes, we're holding our breath because we don't know what's going to happen. But I think we all need a health and wellness check-in. This is probably the most important show we've ever done.
Yep.
Because
We're really feeling the effects here.
We are. And Chris and I were just talking about how there's been so many changes and so much of a load and stress and anxiety put on us in the last 3 months. And this is something that came out of left field. And it's kind of almost sent us over the edge. I mean, I know that I've talked to a lot of people that said this has sent me over the edge.
Very much so. We were just recapping the timeline here from beginning in March. We had this unseen enemy that we couldn't direct our anger at. And it was our anger and frustration was showing up in different ways. We had so much loss and grief about our life, our lifestyle, our community. There were people that we've known that have passed. Everything was locked down for so long, just out of sorts, very surreal.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were ramping up to start to emerge and be back in our community and try to make some sort of normal
Literally,
lifestyle.
I think it was the day before.
The governor or the mayor said we could start to open up, things like that. And all of a sudden, we're having such extreme civil unrest. We are showing fear. We are feeling anxious. Consciously or subconsciously, we have this energy about what's happening. And our community is feeling it. Everyone on so many levels is feeling it. And sort of like this numbness.
Numbness, but also, I mean, there's such a huge range of emotions for people. I mean, this is a long time due. I mean, what's going on now has been, unrest for how many hundreds of years that we've been dealing with this kind of racism, and it's well
not
deserved.
just about what happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's a buildup. It's a buildup of all these injustices. But
it's interesting because it's almost like a perfect storm.
Yes, I think that's part of it.
Unemployment, finances.
People are angry and people are frustrated and people have been locked down for months and months and months. And whether or not we all, and another thing we were talking about is that everyone has a different view on what's going on. And I've seen so much, I'm on a lot of moms groups and a lot of special needs groups, and there's just so much meanness, so much anger and just people really going at each other. And that really upsets me. I mean, I think there's so much.
It's really hard to watch, especially on social media.
Yeah, I mean, we're drawn to it and we're glued to it because we think we're going to miss something that's going to affect our safety. I mean, yesterday they were saying that people were going to start looting very close to our house. Today they're saying, CSUN, which is 5 minutes from us, and then communities like Van Nuys, Santa Monica, the Fairfax district.
Hollywood is currently, there's a protest. It's looking like there's really support from the protesters to really try to get the message out there and to say to not be in a violent way, which is taking away from the message here and the conversations that need to start. And let's see what we can create for change
peacefully and with love and with, togetherness and unity.
So there was just so much. And I feel personally a little numb about it. I'm on a roller coaster of emotions. I think I've shed a tear every day for
absolutely
such pain and suffering that everyone's going through. But yeah, I guess our message could be, one of our messages to people out there is just try to have a little bit more patience and empathic thinking. What is this person feeling? And try to imagine what suffering is going on, whether it's a business owner that's lost or somebody's life that isn't where they want it to be, or racism or whatever's happening.
And not, I mean, it's easy to say when you're in the thick of it, but just to take the pause and to not react. Even there's so many people just triggering each other and saying these things that are really inciting so much anger and so much talk. And
you know what the hard part there is that social media is such a difficult forum. People can get misinterpreted. I've seen comments and then I've seen where people are trying to fix it and they're saying that's not what I meant, and then it just gets really blown out of proportion. Next thing you know, there's 20 comments on this one post.
Right.
So just
I've seen moms going at each other like hyenas. I mean, they are just cruel and vicious. And
this is a time we need to be together.
Yeah,
we're really already hurting. We really need to be together as a community. We're a special needs community as well. And one of the topics we wanted to talk about was, how do you explain this to our kids, our young adults? What do we deliver as a message?
And like I said to you before, there are certain things that you want to be transparent about, and I think there's certain things that you don't want to be transparent about. I think it depends definitely on the level of ability for your child. You don't want to incite fear. We've already been dealing with this unknown fear that, because it's connected to school, I think kids can understand it better. I'm not going to school because of this. I think Eddie thinks the coronavirus is like the Kraken. It's some giant, octopus that could come and get him at any time. So he thinks of the corona, as he calls it, as a thing. But to talk to somebody, to our children, I mean, our older teens get it, and they're terrified. You know.
But what's interesting too is that if you're running to the market or you have your kids and they see maybe their favorite store boarded up, or they see their CVS or Target, they can't go to, well, I don't know how many people are able to get out and about and go to Target, but everything is boarded up. And are they seeing that visual? And are they asking, why is that happening? What's happening here? I think to not have to give the big story.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is keeping a sense of calm, a sense of, trying to keep the house as unanxiety ridden as possible.
And limit on
even
the news.
If you're glossing over a little bit, which I love to do. And Matt, we're going to bring Matt in a minute. And Matt does not he likes to tell it like it is sometimes.
So you have a different parenting style.
Absolutely. And I believe that children should have innocence and childhood, not hiding from things, but, I had a very chaotic childhood, and my dad was very open about everything. And he would tell us everything that was going on. And I have severe childhood trauma because of it. And for me, I think to shield your children from whatever you can, realistically, the coronavirus is different because they aren't going to school. They see the day-to-day differences in their life. But what's going on now is connected to something that I have said since day one, which is I don't have to teach my children about what's going on, because from the moment they were born to teach them that every single human being is equal to each other, whether they're gay or black or white or Asian or whatever. So I don't feel like I have to tell them about the actual, details of what's going on. I think I wouldn't want them to see the video, the video that we don't have to talk about, because it's so upsetting. It's so traumatic. A lot of people say you should show your kids this because it's, they need to see this injustice, but I don't agree with that. It's depending on the age of the child. I know Will has probably
It does depend on the age, and it does depend on the intellectual ability to process and understand. However, it's how you explain things. Like I might feel a little bit more about explaining the details, not in a graphic way, but engaging in a conversation about it and being able to answer their questions and being able to create that time and space to be able to, like, I know for your son, Will, he might ask continual questions.
Yes.
And he'll have at least 10 more questions. So you have to kind of guide that and decide what, how many, how am I going to go down that avenue?
Right.
Or
without
am I going to
getting them in the spin of negative thinking.
And fear.
Right.
What does this mean? Even the young adults in my practice, when is this going to be over? Am I going to be okay? Is this going to end soon?
And they really truly
20 something.
Of course. And they really truly want you to be able to give them some clarity. And it's just like what we were talking about with our teens in our social clubs. They want to go back to their normal lives. They want so badly. And sadly, we were on the cusp of feeling like things were improving.
Yep. And that's the thing, though, because some of my young adults in my practice, they do want to have their life, but yet they do understand the significance of what's happening here. And then so that they're very compliant in, curfew, and I'm going to do the right thing, and stay out of harm's way and things like that. But then they want to know, when is this going to end? And
absolutely,
there's really no answer.
There is no answer, and that breeds even more frustration.
But I think really what they're asking is, am I safe? Am I safe?
Right.
But
then we go back to what I was saying, and Shelby had a statement where she said she secretly watches the news to know what's going on, and I think that's really smart. I think
from her kids. So
yeah,
she doesn't want
I don't
her kids
think
to
they
see
need
it.
to see that. I think to say that when people think there's injustice, they have the right to protest, and we stand by that, but they don't need to know the details, I think, and see the visuals of people beating the hell out of each other.
And one thing that we were talking about, more of the kids on the spectrum that actually script.
Yeah.
And if, try to tune into that, if they are asking questions and they are referencing a movie, or they're referencing something that they know how to parallel it emotionally to, maybe that's a way to sort of get in there and maybe explain a little bit
in their kind of like their YouTube
or
world, right?
Yeah, and their YouTube
world.
But really, less is more. Less is important. Sorry. And be able to not go into extreme details that's going to incite fear, but be able to be present and give them the opportunity to be heard.
Absolutely. So Matt, we're going to bring in Matt Asner, my assistant,
our special guest,
our president, and our special guest today, because we really truly feel like we're a community in crisis, and Matt and Chrisa and I are the trifecta of the center, and we feel like we want to be able to be here and support the special needs community, and everyone's suffering and everyone's scared out of their wits right now. And we don't know. I mean, we said this last week, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And this is pretty big change since the last time we were all together.
It's great. It just, things are starting to happen. It's like, wait a minute, we're in a pandemic. This isn't happening. We're in a pandemic.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we have this situation.
Which I forget
You're on.
And we're back. We just had a huge malfunction in our technical difficulties, but we're back and we want to continue to talk about our topic today, which is just how stressful and how difficult this time has been. We've all been on an emotional roller coaster, feeling a little bit of numb.
Yeah. And actually what just happened is just another level of stress, because I had a very important IEP for Eddie, and I thought, oh, good, we're going to do it through Zoom. And no, it was through just like phone conference. You could barely hear anyone. And so one of the things that we're all dealing with is, you know, trying to do our businesses from home, trying to deal with, you know,
technology.
We're running our whole show ourselves and from the center, and mostly from home. But we apologize for that abrupt interruption of our flow. What we wanted to start talking about really is how can we take this level, which is now become almost in the red. We're in the red, you know, and we are at a level of stress where how much more can we take? Right. Well, I'm not going to say that because I'm a very superstitious person. So I'm afraid that if we
knock on wood.
Yeah.
Okay. So
if we challenge, you know, people are making this joke that we're in Jumanji. How do you say that? And like
there's
how much?
The next level.
Yeah, the next level is going to be volcanoes and everything.
Kind of horror. We're
good. But really, what we were talking about is we are coming to a level of PTSD, stress, and just so much worry and our insomnia. It's chaos.
It's chaos.
Well, it literally is chaos outside.
It is. And it's disorder. And there's only so much that we can take. And just during that technical difficulty, we stayed calm.
Yeah.
I felt strong because we, you know, right now, the littlest things, we can't sweat the small stuff.
Right. And also the reality is we're getting used to these uncertainties and technical difficulties and everything.
And we're pushing through.
But we want to say again, and Chris and I will always say this to you, is that the center has telehealth services. The center is available to help you. And
we have therapists.
Chrisa, tell us about.
We have therapists available. Please give me a call at 818-855-2199. Or you can drop me an email, Chrisa, CHRISA, at edasnerfamilycenter.org. And if you are feeling stressed out, highly anxious, not quite sure what's happening, feeling a little out of sorts, surreal, please give me a call.
That's like this show. This show right now.
Yes, it is like, surreal.
That's exactly what's going on right now.
Yeah.
But we have availability, so please give us a call.
And we're very committed to helping all families. There is no situation as far as somebody who feels like I can't financially afford this, so I'm not even going to call. I don't want you to do that. We reach out to us and we will make accommodations for everyone in the special needs community. We wanted to talk about our own experiences of something that felt similar to this, but I think because of our time constraint and that we had this disconnect, we're going to talk a little bit about next week's show. Yeah, because next week,
which we definitely need. I can't wait. I need it
and
now.
We needed it today.
We're going to do a show for self-care.
By popular demand, we're going to have John Sahakian come back next Tuesday. And John is going to help us with more de-stress, breathing techniques.
Relaxation.
Give us some more mindfulness. I mean, for me, I think right now it's mindfulness is really the key for these issues that are happening in the social media venues that I've seen where
which you're talking about, that pause. Give yourself a pause.
Yes, and I'm going to have John talk to us specifically about more mindfulness techniques.
And, you know, one of the other things too is to not get stuck. And so we really want to be able to feel like we can move through this, that we're not going to get stuck here, and that we want to start to feel hopefulness, not hopelessness.
Yes, absolutely.
And it feels a little, it could feel like swirls of hopelessness most recently.
Gary is saying sound. So Gary, if you're watching us right now, can you hear us?
Well, it's showing that the mic's not muted. So
He's saying the sound.
well,
Sound should be fine.
sorry everyone
Oh.
for all of the technical difficulties, but
I
You
know.
might have written that.
we promise to be back next
Yes,
week
with
full force. and we're
hopefully,
gonna
hopefully, you never know. But
Do
we just wanted to, Matt and I wanted to
also talk about
say one last thing, and
Hopefully we can be heard.
yes, a really one of our real mishpacha, one of our real community leaders.
mhm.
I can
Yeah, maybe you can talk
Yeah.
about it.
So one of our instructors.
She's a staple in our community.
She's more than an instructor.
Wait, I'm ramping
You're
up.
ramping up. Sorry.
One of our instructors, one of our friends, one of our best friends, one of our family, is in the hospital. She's not doing well, and tomorrow's her birthday, and we just really want to express our love for her and our dedication to her as a person and as a professional and as an ultimate friend. She's a beautiful, beautiful person that has impacted our lives and made us better people and made us laugh, made us. She's a beautiful person. Her name is Joanne Laura, and say a prayer for her.
And wish her
She's-
happy birthday. You can send her.
Well, through our website,
Yes,
we'll
send
pass
her a
it.
note.
Pass it on.
and-
If you know Joanne, we'll pass messages on to her. She's a beautiful angel that gave so much to our community.
And if you're friends with her on Facebook or social media, do us a favor and create a video and send her a video letting her know that you love her and that you care about her and that you're thinking about her on her birthday.
Alrighty, and we are going to sign off, and we will see you next Tuesday. And everyone, stay safe, stay well,
Stay
and
home and take care. Thanks for tuning in.